Imagine being locked in a room so silent you can hear your own heartbeat. Not because you committed a crime, but because you felt something human. Love, fear, doubt, curiosity. For hundreds of nuns throughout history, those emotions meant punishment, exile, or worse. Yet what the church didn't expect is that some of these women would become the greatest escape artists, forgers, and strategists of their time. This is the hidden history of the vows they broke, and the brilliant ways they fought back. To understand how punishments worked, we need to understand the world these women lived in. Medieval convents weren't peaceful sanctuaries. They were often prisons for daughters' families didn't want to marry off. Some girls were forced inside as young as 10 years old. Others joined willingly, only to later realize the vows, poverty, chastity, obedience were chains they could never break. And when a nun broke those vows, the church responded swiftly, because one rebellious woman threatened the entire system. Let me tell you about Sister Beatrice, a real figure whose story was whispered for centuries. She was admired, brilliant, and deeply lonely. One night, she slipped outside the convent gates, barefoot on cold stone, to meet the man she'd loved for years. It was a moment of desperate humanity. But someone saw her, and what happened next became a symbol of the church's power. Punishments varied, but breaking the vow of chastity was one of the most severe sins a nun could commit. Beatrice was dragged before her abbess, accused of spiritual treason, and sentenced to the penitent cell, a room barely larger than a coffin. Across medieval Europe, punishments varied, but they shared one purpose: breaking the will. 1. The penitent cell. A tiny stone room. No bed, no light, no sound. Nuns could be held there for days or years. 2. Public confession. Humiliating. The accused stood before the entire community as sins were read aloud. Many fainted from shame. 3. Fasting and scourging. Whipping. Days without food. The belief was simple: the body must suffer so the soul could be purified. 4. Transfer to a stricter convent. Some were sent to houses known for brutal discipline, where even speaking without permission was punished. But here's what the church didn't expect. Some nuns were smarter than the system built to contain them. History remembers them as rebels, but they were really strategists, thinkers, and survivors. Sister Beatrice didn't break. Inside her cell, she planned. And she wasn't alone. Hundreds of nuns across Europe used intelligence, courage, and the system's own weaknesses to escape. Here are the smartest methods. 1. Forged letters. Some nuns crafted letters from bishops, authorizing travel. Convent doors opened instantly. 2. Clothing swaps. One famous case involved a nun escaping dressed as a merchant's boy, hair chopped, face dirted, walking straight past guards. 3. Secret tunnels. Some convents had underground routes used originally for food or drainage. Nuns memorized guard schedules and disappeared into the night. 4. Intellectual outsmarting. Others used theology itself. By arguing obscure canon law, they forced trials to be delayed, long enough to escape or negotiate freedom. These weren't just acts of rebellion. They were acts of survival. And Sister Beatrice? Her escape became legend. After months in isolation, she discovered a flaw. Her cell door was maintained by a single overworked guard. For weeks, she timed his footsteps, memorized the exact moment the gate was left unlatched during his rounds. One stormy night, when thunder masked every creak, she slipped out, heart racing, bare feet bleeding. She vanished into the forest, leaving nothing but an empty cell. The church searched for her for years. They never found her. Some say she married. Some say she lived as a healer in a distant village. Some say she became a storyteller, warning young women what vows could cost them. Her story reminds us of one truth: even in the strictest systems, the human spirit finds a way out. Punishments were real. Fear was real, but so was courage. The history of rebellious nuns isn't a tale of sin. It's a tale of strategy, bravery, and the refusal to let institutions erase humanity. If you found this story powerful, Subscribe for more hidden histories the world forgot to tell.